Hello everyone, Jonathan Casey here with Mercury's Messenger Astrology. So I have quite the interesting presentation to do here for you guys today. It's kind of a continuation, I guess, of what I was already speaking of yesterday. The what's that called again? The allegory of the cave idea about a grand consciousness, that we are all fragments of the one consciousness, um, dreaming and waking back up to itself. So, um, yeah, where do I want, how do I want to go from here? Um, Jim Carrey does a video here, what really exists under the surface. Okay, and it actually starts out with a quote from Alan Watts on when the play ends. The villain and the hero come join center stage hand in hand, and Jim Carrey is talking about how he used to feel like he was a person experiencing the universe. However, now feels like he is the universe experiencing a person, which kind of goes along with what I was just saying about the cave idea, right? Now, go up here. Just shared this post today. Through the crown, or the corona, is where we are all connected. This is seen as a virus to the establishment. Now, I wrote that bottom part. However, that bottom part is a concept of division, which is, I feel now, continuing to keep me asleep. Now, I'm only spitting here, because I do feel like there is some crazy evil shit going on in the world, that comes out of the Vatican, which the word Vatican literally means divining serpent. Um, it means the hill or mountain of prophecy. Okay, that's what it means in Latin. In Greek, pretty much the same thing. Divine serpent. This Bible Lights page says that it means tellers of the future. Tellers of the future, or mountain of prophecy. There's this post that I saw today which had me kind of going, looking at some of it, which I feel like I corrected one thing. Maybe I'll even share my comment. Why not? So he's trying to say that that Saturn's connected to Pisces, and he goes on quoting Confucius on signs and symbols rule the world, which is something that I side with as well. However, he's not following his own logic with that. Signs and symbols, he was claiming that Saturn is connected to Pisces, when that is not true at all. So Saturn, no, Jupiter is connected to Pisces, expanding the dream. However, now is the time to buckle down and get real, do the work, mature, and grow to build a better world. Saturn and Aquarius. You are right in many ways. Some small group is trying to build their vision of a better world, and if we don't smarten up and start working together, Saturn in Aquarius, they will succeed. In ancient times, Saturn ruled the Golden Age. The pyramids are Saturn's mark on Earth. We have lost who we are, but time, Saturn repeats itself, bringing us back on course. The upside down star represents the gods descending back down to Earth, not as a punishment, but to help us find the path we have lost. First, we must face our own demons and become the best versions of ourselves. This is the process that we are about to enter head on. Corona means crown, where Kundalini rises to connect us all. This is viewed as a virus to the establishment. Fear stops Kundalini from rising. So Kundalini is our chakras all opening up, and the coiled serpent, they call it, at the base of the spine rises and connects to the cosmos, creation, God, if you will, kind of concepts. So, yeah. So, this video, actually, my intention of this video was to talk about mind control and reprogramming. So right now with the coronavirus, a lot of us are experiencing fear. Fear of a totalitarian government, of a dystopian future, of forced vaccinations, or probably the masses perhaps are more so afraid of getting the virus and dying, and are willing to trade everything for a feeling of being protected. So what I wanted to say is, I feel like my experience that I had last year is really helping me give this message to everyone this year, as the fear spreads across the globe at the moment. And in these times of fear is when we go back to our programming, and that's how we respond. We respond on our programming. And in these times, however, is when we can slip in new programming, either ourselves or an outside source. And so we are currently being programmed if we are not changing the program ourselves. We are either repeating our past programs, or we have an opportunity to rewrite our own programming at the moment. Because I've read this last year when I thought I was under attack for mind control. MK Ultra. Let's see if that gives me. No. They basically told me exactly what I was trying to say. How to how mind control works, maybe. Anyhow, what I'm trying to get at, what I read last year, was basically that in order to be able to um, implant a new mind. First, you have to break the subject before you can implant the new mind. And fear breaks us. Uh, and this is a, a tool, a weapon that is used to um, to persuade our influence our thinking, um, to put new thoughts into the mind of the unsuspected, right? If you're conscious and aware, um, you have control of your programming. However, if you're not, you can allow the programming um, from an outside source. So that's what I want to help you guys with today, is mostly that, right? Now, is there anything else I kind of want to talk about? Oh, there is. Uh, where is that now? Did I message it to myself? There is something else I wanted to talk about. I didn't message it to myself. Where is it now? Here. Quarantine meaning. Okay. So, what is the difference? No. See, I'm seeing the number 40, and that's what I'm looking for, because it comes from 40 days. I think it was Latin. It was quarantina, or something like that. Quarantine here, a desert in which Christ fasted for 40 days. It also had to do with a ship during a plague where people had to stay for 40 days. Now, as lockdown begins, so what else is 40 days, by the way? That's what I should talk about first. What else is 40 days? Venus retrograde is 40 days. And as lockdown basically begun, not quarantine, but the lockdown, the really like enforced part was early April here. And so basically it's about 6 weeks is what the word quarantine means. And if we're going to early April as the beginning of lockdown, of really the enforcement of quarantine, what does that bring us to? But a time that I've already discussed in a previous video, the May 14th. It brings us to this time, May 14th, where Venus turns retrograde, Saturn and Jupiter are stationed to turn retrograde. Saturn and Jupiter doing their big conjunction this year. So there's an interesting connection. I haven't fully thought about it enough to get enough insight to share more, but I'm seeing some connections that I feel important here. So Venus retrograde, quarantine, I'm starting to feel like it's not a bad thing. I'm confused because, as far as I understand, there is pedophilia in the world, and I feel like that is demonic. especially adrenochrome. Now, adrenochrome um, seems to be something that Satanists are doing, and um, it's kind of at its strongest when we're in fear. I almost feel like adrenochrome um, may be food to entities outside of our existence, even outside of our perceptive uh, visual spectrum, um, and so they enjoy us in fear. They feast back to that. Where did that go? I closed it, didn't I? Or no, here it is. Back to that feast. Okay. So this isn't about fear. This is about. She is between two trees. I was kind of feeling like these two trees and her can almost represent the two snakes around the staff. I don't know, you know, pulling us apart. She's almost, well, she is, I think, was crucified, and that's, or well, like, crucified, not on a crucifix, but anyhow. Anyhow, I don't know where to go on from here. I covered the information that I wanted to cover. I don't have all the answers, and really, I don't even know if what I say is accurate. I'm just speculating. I'm putting pieces together that I see, uh, the connections, the Easter eggs. Now, yeah, one more thing that I'll add is there's been talk about a power outage, and tomorrow is Good Friday and then Easter Sunday. I'm being told that, or sorry, I was informed that everything is going to be closed on those 2 days, that they really want us staying home this weekend. They're really strong on enforcing that. And so could Easter weekend be here, the time where the power goes out, we go into fear, we basically are crucified ourselves into our future programming, the one that we self-create or the one that is created for us. I don't know, you know, that's just, I'm just throwing out that little extra thing, I guess. So yeah, that's my video for you guys today. I'm having a little bit of problems with my program. Yesterday my video had no picture. Now I have picture, but you see over on the side here, there's part of a chart, which I don't have any charts open, under a different screen. It's actually my birth chart. I don't understand why this program is displaying my chart at all. In the directly when I look at the camera, all I see is me. But over, I have another monitor over here, and the monitor is showing me the studio picture and the studio picture. So as far as I know, that's there. I may have to uninstall and reinstall because I just don't get why that's like that. I don't understand why yesterday I had no picture at all. It is what it is, I guess. So thanks for watching, and see you guys all soon. Be safe. Bye now.